Hello, the game has started. It's me to go first. This is quite a nice rack. There could be a bingo here, but I'm not immediately seeing it. So I certainly want to play off the duplicates. Well, the duplicate L and O. So Lou or lose look pretty good, and I think I'll keep the second S. It only scores 2 more points, and it'll be quite useful if I don't have a bingo next turn for sorting the rack out. Great, I draw the first blank, and I surely have a bingo here. I have sables and lose. I may well have a bingo beginning or ending with the O, but that's likely to be obstructed, but not totally. I can still have a bingo beginning with O. Can't see one. So the next line I'm drawn to is column 12. So I could play sables in column 12, sticking an S out in the open, not great. Let me see what other words come to mind. Nothing so far. So labises, that's quite nice. Doesn't provide an S for my opponent, doesn't put a vowel next to a premium square. I'm going with this. The only other alternative would be row F, making as-o and by, but I don't think that's going to score hugely more. Maybe it would. I'm going with this. Pretty poor. I can't see a bingo here, and I'm going to struggle to get rid of both U's. I'm one letter away from fraudful, but I don't have it. Now I have an A for azo and a D for zo. My F can't go above the I, so I don't think I've got a big score in that spot. Wow, 66 points for my opponent. A great start for him. Maybe I should have spent longer thinking about plays in row F. Anyway, I didn't, and I've paid the price. So how to sort this rack out? I could play Ford. 15 points, not a great score, but I don't think there was a great score on offer with this rack, and I don't think Ford provides anything massive for my opponent, so I'm going with this. Not great. I've got the U-W combination, and the G adds to the badness of that. I have rung on my rack, but I can't see anywhere to play it. Ford has opened up some new lines. It's opened up column 5, and it's provided a couple of floaters, but none of them really help me. And I think the problem is that I really need an extra vowel to help with this rack. Wow, fantastic start for my opponent. He has provided a spot for me to play GRU, and this is quite nice. The U goes quite well with these consonants, and the N goes quite well with the G of GRU. So 36 points. I think unaugust is good. I would need a U for that, and the U of Ford not in the right spot. So I can't see any bingos with this rack. I'll be looking to get rid of the U's, and Utu is good, as is Guru. So I may be able to get rid of both of them in one go. So it's my turn. I've got these 2 U's. Opponent's scoring well, so he's now 90 points ahead. And I haven't got anywhere great for Utu. The U's don't sit with the D or the F. Well, I could play it here. This isn't great. Only 8 points. An alternative would be to play Guru. And I'm inclined to do that. ANST is a better rack cleave than keeping the G, especially with a floating G already on the board. And I'm keeping available the bingo lanes in columns 11 and 13. So, dreadful score. Can't see anywhere else to get rid of G and 2 U's. I'm going with this. I draw the Q. None of the U's work with it. However, I have cat and cats, which don't quite play above yap. But it is a priority to play off the Q. I don't think Ford takes an S. Through an R, I would have Trank. I blocked that with Guru. Maybe I should change. I'm going to change. And I'm going to get rid of the Q and one of the T's. And this is a really strong 5-letter set. I think there's a high probability of a bingo. I draw 2 O's. So, do I have a play with this rack through a G? Don't think so. What about onto the R? I could have a play ending OR. Not seeing anything. Can't see anything through the D. So, not good at all. Behowl takes nothing after it, so this top right not available for any letter at all. I can't see a 7 with this rack. So what I can do is play Oh No here for 20 points, keeping seat. Not as good a rack leave as AENST, but I think Oh No scores a lot more than what I can get for OO anywhere. Not great, too many vowels. And opponent changes 7, that's good. He's finally slowing up. I'm 120 points behind with 40 tiles unseen, so there is still some hope. I've only got 1 pointers, and that makes it tricky when you're trying to score and you haven't got a bingo. That's what I was trying to say. So I can play Y for 18, keeping this. I could also play Tawai for only 3 more points, but I think TA helps EES. So I'm going with Y. Now, still only 1 pointers, but this looks quite bingo-y. I've got Restate. Does that play anywhere? Only 13 points for my opponent, so he is slowing up, which is good. I need that. Restate doesn't play in column 13. Estreat is the anagram. Wow, that doesn't play in column 13 either. And Ono has blocked it in column 11. Not intentionally. Let me just check forwards. I'm pretty sure it's not good. And it's not. So, is there a play through the G? Wow, this is disappointing to actually have a bingo and not be able to play it. Well, I haven't got anything on the R unless it ends AR. So with the G, it is greatest, and I'm not seeing any anagrams of greatest. 11 minutes on my clock, and greatest doesn't play through any of the available G's. Do I have a play with the D? And the thing to do is to find the play and then to see if it fits. So restated, that doesn't fit. Well, I'm going to have to accept that there isn't a bingo here. If I play off ET, that I'll be leaving a very good set. Now, is there a third anagram of S Street and restate? Just looking at initial starting letters, I'll probably retaste. What about a play beginning with T? Nope, can't see anything. So how can I open a new bingo lane? Well, I can do this. ET up here for 8 points, opening a column 14 bingo lane. I'm going with this. So servant, taverns, versant, and servant plays in column 14, making its. I can't see anything with this rack and a G. Ah, now our opponent has provided a nice spot for versant. And I'm playing versant rather than servant to reduce the possibility of my opponent putting a high-scoring tile on this double letter square next to the V. If I had played servant, then an H could have gone next to that. However, a Y could go, well, next to a V or an S, so there probably isn't a huge amount between them. This is 85 points, which is a lot more than I would get in column 14. So I'm going with this. Not bad for 7 random tiles, but no scoring tiles, and I don't think there's a bingo here. But if the opponent plays in row A, he'll be creating a new floater, so there will be bingo lanes on the board. Only one A left for the ITA hook and only one S. Originate through NA. Can't see anything through the G or through the D. "23 tiles still to come." Okay, so 33 points for my opponent. He's now 170 points in the lead, so he's in a pretty strong... Sorry, he's 70 points in the lead. Okay, so that's catchable. How can I maximise my chances? I certainly need to play off GI or GIO. Can I do that and score anything remotely good? Vive takes an R at the end. Versant takes an S, I think. Now I could play gig, but that's keeping a vowel-heavy rack leave. Let me check the remaining vowels. 8 out of 27. Wow. And no O's. Only 10 points, though. That is really, really lame. And I would rather play off GIO. I could play gyro. Now, do I have any plays ending NIR? Gyro's quite nice because EIRT is a pretty good 4-letter rack leave, and it's much better than EIORT, even with the vowel drought. And the G is a better floater for bingos than the V. The main downside of gyro is the dismal score. But if my opponent plays down from the G onto this triple word square, he'll be opening up column 2. So, gyro for 5. I draw 2 eyes from a bag with almost no vowels in it. I draw 2 eyes. Unbelievable. That is disappointing. Okay. And I'm going to... Ideally, I'd like to just play off 2 eyes, but that is really hard. There's the bingo lane I was looking for. And this is the rack which should have had a bingo, but doesn't. 12 tiles left. Inter is pretty good as a rack leave, as a 5-letter rack leave. So I'm tempted to change 2 eyes. I can still do that. There are 12 tiles in the bag. And I think if I don't do that, my score, anything I score is going to be pretty tiny. And probably a worse rack leave since I can't play off just 2 eyes. So I'm going to change. Pretty rubbish. Maybe I should have kept 2 eyes given the vowel shortage. Okay. I can sort out this rack to some extent by playing bird. That's still available. 10 tiles left. I think this leaves the best possible rack leave. Well, there is a chance now that I will have 6 consonants. There's still... now bird blocks the column 2 bingo lane, so I don't like that. 5 minutes on my clock. And I don't like playing the I. So is there somewhere I can play just the B and the R? Can't see anywhere. I could play DWEEB, which keeps open column 2. It'd be so nice to retain this I, having been crossed to see that I had 3 of them. I was too quick to chuck 2 of them back. Normally that would be a no-brainer. But with a vowel shortage it isn't. What I'm thinking about doing is DWEEB to open a new bingo lane in row L to keep column 2 open and to tempt my opponent with a play in column 8, which will be providing 3 floaters. So DWEEB for 9. Great, I draw a vowel. Terraline onto an E, but no floaters on this board. So I'm looking for a 7 at the moment, unless my opponent plays down column 8. Just looking here for... Well, he doesn't, and he scores 39 points, and I think that is the nail in the coffin for me. Only 2 tiles in the bag. Can't see a bingo with this rack. Although if there were one, it would probably play... So, 2 tiles left. The game is won, so I'm now trying to minimise my losing spread. And I think I could achieve that by bingoing. So if I play off just the Y, then I may be able to bingo. So what if I draw an I? Would I have a rack with EELNRTI? Not sure that I do. So what if I played off an L and drew an I? Well, I'm struggling. In which case I think I probably will just play off the Y. 12 points. And I draw an N. No bingo here. So, not good. Nice play by my opponent, 30 points. He's provided a floating M, that doesn't help me. And all 1-pointers. So my opponent's got IT left, he can play that in multiple spots, and there's no super hot spot I need to block. 2 minutes on my clock, I'm just looking to play off a bunch of tiles and score well. Just thinking about playing enter down here, 12 points. Is there anything more than that on offer? What about a play through the A? Not seeing anything. Well, Tanner doesn't fit. What about through the M? Nope, not seeing anything there. Med is good, so I could play Eel for 20. And I think I will. Can't see anything obviously better. Okay. So I didn't leave myself an out in 2, but I can score 8 points with Rant. And opponent has just the I to play. And the final score, 328 to me, 479 to my opponent, a winning margin of 151 points. So well done to my opponent, a huge win. Let's see what I missed. That was a really frustrating game. I felt like that I had very few scoring tiles, and I just wasn't getting the bingos down. So it was me to go first. Phew, no missed bingo there. And tiny scores. So I don't think there's very much between any of those plays and mine. Opponent plays Zip. Now, A12 Brazils and Zips. And what I'm looking for is some row F plays. So Isabel's F12. Ah, well, that's not row F, that's column 12. So I'm not seeing any plays in row F above Zip, so maybe there weren't any. And what did I do? I played Lavis's for 81. It's 6 points behind the top play, but it's not 6 points of difference because the top play opens row A and provides more floaters, so I'm reasonably happy with that. Great play by my opponent, 66 points. Now I had this miserable rack. Fold C9 through the L. Okay, keeping RRU. I didn't do that. I played fold for 15, splitting up the duplicates. Fold probably slightly better. In general, the duplicate you can treat as worth 5 points. So here the difference between RRU and RU as rack leave should be about 5 points, and there's an 11-point difference in score. So that would suggest fold is about 5 or 6 points better. Great rack for my opponent, and he's got a choice of bingos. None of them hugely easy to spot, so a good spot. And I do play Groove for 36, which looks fine. Not a great rack for my opponent, but he has scoring tiles and scores 27 points. He's now 90 points in the lead. And I have this rack. Now, is this where I play Guru? Yes, it is. So going back, is Guru the play? A14 Goo for 26. Yeah, that last U is not worth a 21-point sacrifice. So Goo, definitely a better play. Opponent plays Car. And then I would have had the U, but that's hindsight. Cat 32, A12. Ah, yeah, I changed and Cat was playable at the top, but no other Q plays. So I think if you don't spot that Q play, then I think changing is the play, but certainly Cat would have been better. Opponent plays Jet in that Cat spot. And I play Ono for 20, and I still like that. Horrible rack for my opponent. He changes. And I thought about Tawai, and I played Y. Opponent's rack. He plays Euro. And at this point, I'm 120 points behind. But I've got a nice rack. I've got Restate and Estreat and Retaste. Couldn't see anywhere for them. Was there somewhere? Nope, there wasn't. And look at these scores. Painfully low. So I play ET for 8. And I think that's as good as anything else on offer here. The opponent's rack plays Qua. And that's great because I have Versant and Servant for 85. And suddenly I'm only 40 points behind. Opponent plays Vive. And this was a miserable rack, and I played Gyro in the end. Gyro I5. Possibly worth doing. Yeah, anyway, I play Gyro. Opponent plays Gentle. And this is where I changed. K4 Indri. That is quite nice. Yeah, it scores 20 points, and the rack leave is quite good given that the bag is light on vowels. So I changed 2 eyes keeping Inter. Yeah, as a change that's pretty good. So I don't think Indri is massively better. Inter is a much stronger rack leave than EIT. And there were a couple of decent lanes in columns 2 and 13. I change. Opponent plays Now look at this, more low scores. So I played Drib for 9. And again, it's a lower score than what else is on offer, but I'm trying to maximise my rack leave and also keep bingo lanes open. Opponent plays Fens. And J4. Gently down from the G. Well, there are 2 tiles in the bag, so at this point I thought that my best chances of minimising the losing spread were with a final move bingo, which is why I played off just the Y, and I think that reasoning still stands. Opponent plays Digicam, and now I don't have a bingo. Remeld N2. Okay, so there was an M play. And I do Eel for 20. Opponent doesn't go out, plays bets, and that allows me to play Rant for 8. And then opponent goes out. So an enormously frustrating game. And I think the main miss was Cat. Everything else was pretty much okay or close, although not always best. But really frustrating. And I think the main source of the frustration was that on the plays when I didn't have bingos, I wasn't able to keep the score going and that generally happened because I had just 1 and 2 point tiles, and it's really hard to score if you don't have any scoring tiles on your rack, unless there's a very kindly positioned J or Z or X on the board, and there simply wasn't in this game. But well done once again to my opponent for a splendid win. I hope you enjoyed watching that, and I will see you next time.